You know, one of the great joys of this particular business are the customers that come through. We get people from all over the country, all over the world. People are by and large here to have fun. They're on vacation, and so you get a real good vibe, I guess, in the store, and that's something I've really enjoyed in the years I've had the business.
And your shop it's not a real huge area, so it does feel like you can kind of look around and find some things that are kind of hidden in here.
Yeah, over the 32-year history of the store, there are a lot of little gems. We have wines from all over the world, and hopefully some nice selections that surprise people. They come to a resort town and they're, again, surprised to see a store with this kind of depth to it, even though it's a small space.
Right. And you guys have had some awfully weird weather this year. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, it started with a hurricane in December, the first time the U.S. Weather Service has authorized the use of that term on the west coast of the U.S., and it hasn't let up. A lot of snow, ice, more hail than anyone ever remembers seeing here on the beach. We're waiting for spring, but now it's going to be summer.
Has that hurt business much?
It did. It caused a slowdown, probably one of the slowest winter-spring seasons that we've experienced, but you can definitely feel it picking back up as weather improves and people start coming back out to the coast.
And I've got to think that with gas prices, you're going to get maybe more visitors from regionally Portland and Eugene in that area.
I think you're correct in that assessment. Seattle and Portland are still relatively close, and with people flying less, and not just because of the price of the tickets, but the inconvenience of flying in general. Seeing a lot of folks, for instance, this weekend and last weekend, very busy days here at the coast. A lot of people in town.
You're about, what, an hour and a half from the North Willamette Valley.
Yeah.
So you kind of keep your thumb on what's going on over in wine country.
Correct.
What have you tasted lately that's kind of caught your eye?
Well, there are a lot of new producers. I try and get out there on an almost weekly basis to find out what's coming up, not only from existing producers that I work with, but who's new. One that looked at recently, Dewey Kelly. This is a second label for the Ribbon Ridge Winery here in Oregon, and I'm very impressed with the work that they're doing. That one I've been recommending to my customers, both here in the store as well as my newsletter. A name that is now well known in Oregon, Josh Bergstrom. Josh makes great wines, typically big, bold style. He's working with a vineyard owner, Mo Ayub, producing this Pinot Noir, big powerhouse, rich style, atypical Oregon, I guess is the best way to put it, but delicious. I just had a gentleman, a customer in from California who picked up one yesterday and took the time to stop by today to tell me, wow, love the wine. In white, this recent release from St. Innocent, one of my favorite Pinot Blanc producers. Pinot Blanc, I think, is the grape that has tremendous potential here in Oregon, range of styles. This one has a relatively lush mouthfeel to it, and just screams out for summer weather and summer picnic. In fact, I may take one home tonight.
Two styles or varieties that I've seen the last 18 months that really have popped up are Rosé and Riesling. Have you seen much increase in sales in those?
Both of those. I'm a lifelong Rosé fan. I've been a big proponent. I write a column in a local paper on wines, and typically twice a year I shout out about Rosés. Seeing a lot of new products coming into the market. For the most part, good quality, dry, refreshing wines. Same thing with Rieslings. You know, there was a point in time when it looked like we were going to be losing a lot of vineyards with Riesling in them. They were being planted over to Pinot Noir or other grapes, other varietals. But I think Washington in particular is going to lead the way in quality Rieslings. I was really impressed just recently with a very affordable dry Riesling from Chateau Ste. Michelle. I thought, wow, this is a nice wine. Also here in Oregon, producers, Jay Summers with the J. Christopher Wines, and Holleran is another label. Tremendous Riesling producer, and he's collaborating with Ernie Lawson, the famous German winemaker, on producing a Pinot Noir as well here in Oregon. If you come across it, it's called Two Worlds, 90% German, 10% Oregon. But I know Jay has been learning and honing his Riesling craft under Ernie's tutelage, and nice wines, world-class Riesling.
Well, we just did a big Riesling judging, and I think we ended up with 116 Rieslings, and a lot more from Oregon than I had anticipated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
some real good high quality too.
and people putting Riesling back into their vineyards. Dyson DeMera and his wife Susan bought the old Hillcrest winery and vineyard down in southern Oregon here a few years back, and some of the oldest Riesling vines in the state, and crafting, again, world-class Riesling with those. Very impressive.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good to see you.